Hey, my name is Daniela, and you're watching Mav TV.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
We're Mav TV
And this is the announcement.
today.
Alright, so Student Council Sweetheart Dance will be here before you know it. So get ready to purchase your tickets starting February 12th. Tickets will be sold $7 and $10 at the door.
Juniors and seniors, prom will be here soon, so make sure to get your $60 tickets.
And keep those pennies coming for your 5th period.
And finally, if you want to take dual credit classes next year, the TSI will be offering at A136 on Saturday. And that is all.
See ya.
On February 7th, Wednesday of last week, we just want to congratulate all of our Manville Maverick athletes on their signing day. Congratulations for the colleges or universities or even the Navy that you have signed up for.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, no, they got to like 4. I can't take him serious. I can't take him serious, bro.
Caesar Garcia. Ponce, you are needed in the D100 office. Caesar Garcia Ponce, you are needed in the D100 office.
Alright, let's assess the situation. Is the patient breathing? No, Angela, the patient is not breathing. And he has no arms or legs. Well, that doesn't really go with this right now. You know what? If we came across a person with no arms or legs, do we even bother resuscitating them? I mean, what quality of life would that be?
I would want to live with no legs.
How about no arms? No arms and legs are basically what you live like right now. Like, you don't do anything. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. Okay, you want to do 100 beats per minute. Okay, how much is that per hour?
Doesn't even add up.
I'm gonna divide and then go from there. Okay? Okay, no, not that aggressive. Okay, you know the song Staying Alive? Oh yeah, I love that song. Once I was afraid, I was petrified. No. Yes. It's staying alive, staying alive, staying alive.
Hey, I know you. I saw you in the parking lot.
Staying alive, staying alive.
You can tell by the way I go my walk on one man. No time to talk, da da da. Beep bop boo, beep bop boo, and sing da da. Get it down, get it down, get it down,
Okay, you did not pay attention to your patient. Nobody called an ambulance, so now he's dead.
All right. Does anyone know what we do next? Bury him. No, we look for an organ donor card to see if he's a donor.
He doesn't have a wallet, I checked.
But he is a donor.
That means we have to harvest them. Harvest the organs.
Stop. No, don't do it.
No.
You can't do that. No.
Take it off. Go back. No.
Yeah,
We have the heart.
Shane, why did you have to rip open the dummy?
Well, it wasn't very realistic in the movie, but it turns out it was very realistic.
It cost us $3,500 to fix it. $5,300 for a dummy? Okay, look, Jalissa, this is why we have training. We start with the dummy, and then we learn from our mistakes. Now Shane knows not to tear open the chest of a human person.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist, which should surprise no one. But then I realized when I was like 10 that there were only 40 full-time paleontologists on the entire planet, and they had to be excellent students, and they still didn't make any money. I thought maybe that wasn't what I wanted to do if I was going to be poor. I love to yell at children, and that's why I teach.
See what the potential is.
Volume and rage. Clicking! Crazy stuff. Why? Why?
I like taking naps. I watch some of the animes. Sometimes I draw. I play the guitar. I yell at stranger children when they're being mean to each other. I've got the husband. I've got the sisters. I do a lot of yoga. I mean, you know, grown-up stuff, I guess. I have a rock band. It's called Jealous Creatures. Miss Anderson used to be in it, but she is not in it right now. Currently a three-piece. I now play lead guitar, which is terrifying because I have sausage fingers. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so Comic Book Club is this club where we make comic books. We don't talk about comic books. We can talk about comic books as long as we're also making comic books. This is the 5th year we're putting a comic book together. We usually get a table at Comicpalooza and the kids run it. All I do is yell at children to do the thing. Yell at the children, they make the comic, we get the comic published, we take it to Comicpalooza. A lot of kids who've already graduated also have stuff, like they do their art, they sell their wares. The kids get to talk to people in the comic book industry. And they also get to participate in a lot of cool stuff at the convention, like the Saturday Night Silent Auction, which is a live drawing event where they have to draw a piece in, I think 3 hours is the max. And then people go around and buy it for charity. So it's for Ronald McDonald's House, which is a really good charity, which helps out people who have kiddos who have chronic diseases. That's what we do. Okay, so every time I go to an art museum, I get shouted at. Every time. Doesn't matter the museum, doesn't matter the country, doesn't matter the continent. I get shouted at art museums. Do I get shouted at science museums? Never! I've never gotten shouted at a science museum where there's important stuff there. But at an art museum, any art museum, I will get yelled at for being enthusiastic about what I'm looking at. It's like they punish you for being interested in what you're looking at. And I think this is because when I was 4 years old in preschool, we went on a field trip to the art museum. And they were taking us around and they put us down in front of this painting of Orpheus leading his dead bride out of the underworld. So she said, don't get your little fingers on the painting because you'll get dirty oil and you stinky kids. I was like, don't tell me what to do, lady. So when she wasn't looking, I walked up to the painting and touched it. And then I walked away. And ever since then, I can't go into an art museum without getting shouted at by a docent. A docent. As someone who volunteers at... You know what? Someone who volunteers in an art museum yelling at adults. They probably get a kick out of yelling at adults, just like I love yelling at children. I'm just being a hypocrite here. I'm not letting them live their best life. I should just, take one for the team.